These Christmas grits filled with candied oranges and lemons, and filled with a delicious raspberry lemon jam, glazed with a brown sugar syrup, are a delicious and beautiful idea to add to your Christmas table, and they will become a Christmas favorite. Enjoy! Start by preparing a stiff sourdough starter or levain. Combine 25 grams or 1 3/4 tablespoons of water in a jar. Add 25 grams or 1 tablespoon of sourdough starter. Add 50 grams or a third of a cup of flour. Mix the ingredients with a silicone spatula. Then use your hand to knead the dough until you get a stiff ball of dough. Cover it with a lid and let it ferment for about 8 hours. When your sourdough starter is ready to use, pour 225 grams or 1 cup of milk into the bowl of a stand mixer. Add 50 grams or 1 large egg, 75 grams or a third of a cup of sugar, and all of the stiff sourdough starter that you previously prepared. Use the hook attachment to start kneading the ingredients until the sourdough starter starts to dissolve in the mix. Add 500 grams or 3 3/4 cups of bread flour. Add first half of the flour and mix to incorporate all the ingredients. Add the rest of the flour and knead until all the dough is well incorporated. As you keep kneading the dough in the stand mixer, add 70 grams of butter at room temperature cut in pieces. Add 8 grams or 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Knead the dough for about 20 minutes or until the dough starts to pull off the walls of the bowl. The dough has to be soft and elastic, as this one. You should be able to stretch it as much as this one. Take the dough out of the bowl, stretch and fold it on your working table, and make a very tight ball of dough. Place it in a grease-proofing bowl and place it in the fridge to proof for at least 8 hours. The next morning, prepare the filling for your bread. Mix in a bowl 110 grams or 1 stick of butter at room temperature with 100 grams or half a cup of brown sugar and 20 grams or a quarter of a cup of all-purpose flour. Mix the ingredients with a silicone spatula until they are well combined and add 15 grams or 2 tablespoons of ground cinnamon and 1 teaspoon of fresh grated nutmeg. Now, take the dough out of the container and place it on a pastry mat or your working table. Use a rolling pin to make a rectangle of about 24 by 16 inches or 60 by 40 centimeters. Place all the filling on the dough. Use a spatula to distribute the filling on all the surface of the dough. Drop on the dough 1 cup of candied lemons and 1 cup of candied oranges. Distribute the fruit well on all the surface of the dough. If you want to make your own candied fruits, check my video of sourdough stollen for a complete tutorial. I will leave the link in the description of this video. Add the zest of 1 big orange and 1 big lemon. This will add that delicious fresh flavor of the citric fruits. Now, take one of the sides of the dough and fold it into the center of the dough. Take the other side and fold it to cover the dough. Press the dough gently with your hands so the dough sticks together. Use a ruler to measure 2.5 inches or about 6 centimeter pieces of dough. Use a spatula or a knife to cut the dough in 8 equal pieces. Let the dough rest for 10 minutes so the gluten relaxes. To shape this bread, first, stretch the dough with your hands. Cut 2 straight lines in your dough. Leaving one side of the dough joined to make a total of 3 pieces of dough, and braid them together to create a 3-stranded plate. Make sure to expose the layers of dough and filling. Take the end of the plate around the rest of the dough to create a wreath, and place it in a prepared baking sheet with parchment paper or a silicone mat. Repeat the same process with the rest of the dough. Cover the shaped dough with a plastic lid or a plastic wrap and let them proof at room temperature for about 8 hours or until they double in size. Make a raspberry filling for the Christmas wreaths. Place 340 grams or 2 3/4 cups of fresh raspberries in a saucepan. Add 100 grams or half a cup of sugar and the juice of 1 lemon. Mix the ingredients well with a silicone spatula and cook at low heat for about 20 minutes or until the filling has the right consistency. Not too runny and not too thick. Let the raspberry filling cool off at room temperature. When your Christmas wreaths are ready, use your fingers to open a hole in the middle of the wreath and place about 1 tablespoon of the raspberry filling in the hole of the wreath. Preheat your oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius and bake for about 30 minutes or until the bread is golden brown. In the meantime, prepare a brown sugar syrup for the bread. Place in a hot pan 50 grams or 3 tablespoons plus 1 teaspoon of water and 50 grams or 3 3/4 tablespoons of brown sugar. Mix with a silicone spatula until the syrup is boiling and set it aside. When your Christmas wreaths are ready, take them out of the oven and place them right away on a cooling rack. Brush them with the brown sugar syrup until they are completely covered. Let them cool off for about 10 minutes before enjoying them. These candied fruit Christmas wreaths are very soft, delicious, and fragrant. They will be a great addition to your Christmas table. Enjoy this bread and the Christmas season. Hey, I really hope you get to try these Christmas wreaths. They are very easy to make and they are very delicious. If you like this video, please click in the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I have a new video every week. Thank you for watching.